wrong with it.
And Mr. Trump's desire to control Greenland is predicated on the idea that China and Russia already pose a danger to the territory. But Beijing says this so-called China threat is unfounded and should not be used as a pretext for, quote, pursuing selfish interests. Cullen files this report for CNA from Greenland's capital, Nuuk.
The US President Donald Trump says that the area around Greenland, so the Labrador Sea and the Norwegian Sea and the North Atlantic Ocean, the US leader says that area is covered in Russian and Chinese ships. However, the Danish Foreign Minister Lars Løkke Rasmussen, speaking after the frank meeting with J.D. Vance and Marco Rubio in Washington, he says that according to Danish intelligence, Chinese warships have not been seen in the waters around Greenland for at least 10 years. And that is a point of view that is backed up by maritime experts from several different European nations. And just in terms of my reporting since I've been in Greenland, I have not seen any Chinese warships. I've not seen any Chinese armed forces personnel, and I've not heard any Mandarin being spoken. But that's not to say that there isn't any at all, because we do know that there are at least some 50 Chinese citizens who are living in Greenland, but that number is dwarfed by the number of Thai nationals, more than 300 living and working in Greenland, and almost 1,000 Filipino nationals living and working in Greenland in the restaurant sector, in the fishing industry, and in the health sector as well. Now, in terms of the overall picture when it comes to the geopolitics of the Arctic, we do know that China does have a growing influence and interest in the region, but it's mostly focused on the Russian Arctic because of the close ties between Moscow and Beijing. There are Chinese icebreakers that are working up there, and we do know that China is interested in the Northern Sea route, which, because of a warming planet, more and more areas are staying ice-free for longer each year. However, the Chinese Foreign Ministry does also say that in terms of the Arctic, it should be an area for collective responsibility, it should be an area for international cooperation, and it should not be an arena where countries pursue their own private interests, which is what it accuses the US of doing with Greenland. For CNA, I'm Cullen in Nuuk, Greenland.